वासुदेवं देवता मण्डलाखण्डमण्डलं प्रीणयामो वासुदेवं देवता मण्डलाखण्डमण्डलम्.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Abhramam Bhangarahitam, Ajadam Vimalam Sada, Anandatirthamatulam, Bhajeta Patrayapaham, Tapaswadhyaya Shushrosha, Krishna Puja Ratam Munim, Vishveshamishtatam Vande Parivrad Chakravartinam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. So, I hope to speak on Hinduism, a journey completed with question mark at the end, as suggested by Swamiji, Amrita Chaitanyananda Maharaj. I am very glad to speak in the August Assembly of Scholars who are here, because Hinduism is a primary dharma that we need to understand in all its various aspects, along with all its various aspects, because we have a very difficult situation always. We are always in a very difficult situation. How to understand dharma? To understand dharma, it is very difficult, and it is very easy to perform or follow the dharma path. Dharmasya acharanam shreyaha, dharma jnanam tu dushkaram, it is said, because the dharma, it varies in different contexts and different persons and different yugas also. So it is very difficult. So we have neglected the dharma part for all along our studies in the past. Now I am very much glad that Amrita University Center of Ancient Indian Studies, it is organizing this course for the benefit of all its students. So basically, as Swamiji has explained, as Swamiji has already explained it, so if we speak on Hinduism, it is not something very easy. Hinduism is nothing but dharma. So we should be very much careful, and we should be very much focused on this aspect. Hinduism is minus without this dharma. So the whole studies of Hinduism revolves around the study of dharma. That should be very much reminded. It should be put in our mind. So the topic given by Swamiji is little bit difficult and intriguing. Hinduism, a journey completed. The Hinduism, when we follow Hinduism, when we are performing or following the path of dharma, then our journey only completes when we reach the final destination. So the journey completed means it is our journey is not completed. But if we see the Hinduism itself, now journey is completed, because for the last at least 200 years we have neglected the study of Hinduism. So in that sense, Hinduism has returned to the curriculum. That way a journey is completed. Now our students are embarking on a journey on the Hinduism to the eternal destination or the final destination. In that way we can understand these things, the title of the lecture today. So as you might have thought over all these things in your studies, and knowledgeable Swamiji and Brahmachari ji, they are all very well versed in the Shastras, as I heard them. What is Hinduism and how to understand Hinduism? That way it is also very difficult. And with the rise of Hindutva, the people are confused. What is Hindutva and what is Hinduism and what is Hindu Vada? And they finally made Hindutva is different and Hinduism is different. But we don't know still what is Hinduism. So Hinduism is a word coined by Western people when they talked about the culture of people of India, the people of Hindustan, the way the people of our holy land lived. That is they called as Hinduism, because it was Hindustan earlier in the Mughal times and later on till the renaming of this great country as India or Bharat. It was Hindustan was the name of India. Mostly these people used when they referred to the Mughals and later on British people and also our own people. Still we have HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. I don't know whether it is Hindustan Aeronautical Limited is there, but whether Hindustan is there or not, we don't know. No more we call it Hindustan, because but legacy is continuing. So this Hinduism is mostly referred to the way of life that our people lived in this country. But what or how it was called earlier, how our ancestors called our dharma earlier, it is also very, very difficult to understand, because when we see something from outside, we name it. When Columbus went to America, he named it as the America, especially he went to South America, West America, something like that, and he named it as India. But what these people, the natives of West Indies, they called themselves, we don't know. But so in the same manner, the Western people, they came here and they said it is Hinduism because it is the way of life the people of Hindustan are living. So it is called Hinduism. But what it is called in our own scriptures, in our own texts, it is a question, and this question is answered in many ways. Many people they called this as the Sanatana Dharma, because the way we live here in India is an eternal one. So it is Sanatana Dharma. But still, Sanatana Dharma, the name itself is a very new. The people of India, the Shastra Karta, or the writers of our Dharma Granthas and many people, ancient people, they did not call the way we lived as Sanatana Dharma. The Sanatana Dharma word is used many times in different texts, but that is not the word that they used to mean the way we lived. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmano hi pratisthaham amritasya avyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ekantikasya cha. The Shashvata Dharma is referred here. The Krishna says, I am the establisher of the Shashvata Dharma, and I am the person who gives you eternal sukha. So he is referring to the Shashvata Dharma. Of course, there are many Shashvata Dharmas, the eternal practices of our people. But I think it is the word dharma that is most apt, suitable for to describe the way we lived. Always we have dharma shastras. All our scriptures are called dharma shastras. Vedas, Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishads, and we have Kalpa Sutras, the Grihya Sutra and Shrauta Sutras, and we have the Dharma Sutras. That itself very clearly shows that these are the sutras to understand the way we lived. That's why it is called Apastamba Dharma Sutram, Gautama Dharma Sutram, Manava Dharma Sutra, etc. etc. So there are Dharma Sutras as well as Smritis. Smritis are not in the Sutra form but in the Shloka form, but they are another avatar of these sutras, more detailed in describing the way we people lived. So our people from very beginning means it is from 5,000 years, 6,000 years ago, there were only rishis. There was no Buddhism, there was no Jainism, there was no external invasion, there was no Ghori, there was no Shakas, there were no Hunas. These people lived here. So they did not call in a different name. It is only dharma for them. So we have to follow the dharma. Because there was nothing to be distinguished from our dharma. There was only one dharma that was available to them. That dharma was very much appreciated and followed by the people. So they did not care about naming it with different adjective, Vaidika Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, or something like that. So if we see Manusmriti, Manu is very clear. He says, Vedokhyo dharma moolam, smriti shile cha tadvidam, acharashchaiva sadhunam, atmanastushtireva cha. How we understand dharma? We understand dharma with Vedas. There is nothing else. So he says, Vedaha kila dharma moolam. What is the means to understand dharma? It is simply Veda, to understand dharma. What dharma? Because that was not a question for them, because there was no other dharma. There was no Islam, there was no Christianity for them, because it is long, long ago, maybe 5,000, 6,000, we don't know, because it is eternal, Sanatana Dharma. It is continuing for all the yugas and yugas. At least for those who want to count with thousands or hundreds of years, at least they can think that it is at least 5, 6, 7,000 years from now. In the same manner, Gautama says, Vedaha dharma moolam. What is the moola, the basic originating point for the dharma? He says it is Vedaha. Tadvidancha smriti shile. So these people say it is only simply Veda. From Veda you can understand dharma. There is nothing else. And Vedokhyo dharma moolam. First you have got the Vedas, and then you have got the Smritis, and you have got the Sampradayas of Shastras, the great Rishis from time to time, and the Acharyas and Avatar Purushas who were there to protect Hinduism, protect the Dharma from the invasions of different people. So this is the Smriti Shilecha Tadvidam. Shila means Achara. Achara of the people who were born in this holy land. And even then, when there is a conflicting views on the different dharmas, then what you have to follow? You can follow what you feel. Atmanastushtirevacha. If you feel this should be the dharma, then it is okay, it is your dharma. But you cannot go against this Shrutis and Smritis by only following your own wishes. That is not possible. There are different dharmas ordained in different Shrutis and Smritis, and they are confusion to follow to which dharma. Then among them you can choose a dharma, Atmanastushtirevacha. And there is Acharashchaiva Sadhunam, the great people who follow, who perform dharmic deeds in that way. That is also a great pramana for the dharma. So these are some of the references to mean these people, they thought that it is only dharma. There was nothing for them. And we have such usages in Vedas also. Yajnena yajnamayajanta devaha tani dharmani prathamanyasan. Yajnena yajnamayajanta devaha. This Purusha Sukta, and also the same phrase is available in Asyavamiya Sukta also. Tani dharmani prathamanyasan. The people, they performed many yajnas, and these yajnas became the dharmas. Tani dharmani prathamanyasan. These were the first performances of dharmas, or these were the first dharmas to be performed. So that Purusha Sukta, that refers to the Veda, the Yajna, Yaga, etc. as the Dharma. And also the same Rgveda refers to Vishnu, who is protecting the Dharma. Ato dharmani dharayan. त्रीणि पदा विचक्रमे विष्णुर्गोपादाभ्यः अतो धर्माणि धारयन्. The Vishnu himself is protecting or sustaining the dharma, because dharma gup, the Parabrahma, the Lord, who Vishnu or whatever the name that you can call him, he is the person who creates this world, and he is the person who protects this world with all its rules, with all its dharmas. That's why Ato dharmani dharayan, he is, Vishnu himself is keeping up the dharma. It is what referred to in the Rgveda, and we have a very interesting sentence in the Aitareya Brahmana that was referring to the Aindra Mahabhisheka. These people, they anointed Indra with Mahabhisheka because Indra was the greatest of all the devatas. So they gave him Mahabhisheka, and he is referred to as Indraha Purandaraha Jani. He became the Purandara who destroys the puras of different people. Brahmano Gopta Ajani. Asuranam Hanta Ajani, who became the slayer of Asuras. And Brahmano Gopta Ajani, he is protector of the Brahman, the Veda. And at the end, we have this Dharmasya Gopta Ajani. It is very interesting. Indra himself is the Dharmasya Gopta. He is the protector of Dharma. So it means by the time itself, there was a question of protecting the Dharma. If not worse. Because Dharma and Adharma are always with the human mind. Whenever there is a Dharma, there is an opponent also. Adharma is also. So always there should be a person to protect this Dharma. That's why Indra is called as Dharmasya Gopta Ajani. And with the Indro vai Devana Mojishtaha Sahishtaha Sahishnutamaha. He is the greatest of all the Devatas. So it clearly refers to the Parabrahma, Paramatma himself by the name of Indra. So in this way, the Dharma is very important concept of Vedas, and it is referred to in Vedas in many different contexts also. And how these people thought. And our rishis, they are all very much clear. Veda pranihito dharma yadharmas tadviparyeha. The thing, the way of life that we got from Veda itself is dharma, and whatever is opposite, that is adharma for them. So, and they only called it as Vaidika Dharma, because Veda pranihito dharma yadharmastadviparyeha, it is Vaidika Dharma. And also they called sometimes it as Arsha Dharma. Not exactly, because आर्षं धर्मोपदेशंच वेदशास्त्रा विरोधिना यस्तर्केणानुसन्धत्ते सधर्मं वेदनापरः. The person who understands the Arsha Dharmopadesha means the Dharma Upadesha, Dharma that has been revealed to the rishis, that one has to understand through the different inferences, Anumana, that should not go against Veda Shastra. So it should be Veda Shastra Avirodhi, and one has to use such tarka to understand dharma. It is also used by Manu, sadharmam vedanaparaha. So in that way, this Vedic dharma or dharma simply itself can be called as Arsha dharma. So I prefer always the dharma, Vedic dharma or Arsha dharma instead of the Hinduism. But Hinduism is the modern term used by common men. But again, we have to complete a journey to bring back the older word to refer to the dharma that we have. But only it is referred to as Sanatana Dharma because the Veda itself is Sanatana, and the dharma that we understand from Veda can be called as Sanatana Dharma. Pitrudeva Manushyanam Vedas Chakshuh Sanatanam. It is what Manusmriti says. Pitrudeva Manushyanam Vedah Chakshuh Sanatanam. The Veda itself is an eternal eye for the Pitras and Devatas and Manushyas, all the people. Vibharti Sarvabhutani Vedashastram Sanatanam. Vedashastra itself is Sanatana, that sustains all the bhutas. So there are many such references to mean that Veda itself is eternal, and the dharma is revealed through this eternal Veda. That's why it can be called as Sanatana Dharma. As such, there is no problem with it. But the Sanatana Dharma itself came into vogue with the rise of Arya Samaja in North India. Some people, the new Hinduism came with the advent of Arya Samaja. So the old traditionalists, they renamed themselves as Sanatanis, whereas these new people, they became Arya Samajis, or the progressive people, and fundamentalists or older school. So it became the Sanatana and Sanatana Dharma, and the Vedic Dharma became Sanatana Dharma because of this new challenge. But it is not the first challenge that Hinduism, or first reform that Hinduism or the Vedic Dharma has seen. Even before the advent of Christianity and Islam, here rose the Jainism, here rose the Buddhism. So the Buddha himself, born into the Kshatriya Kula, very much following the Varnashrama Dharma, because when we see his teachings, it is very clear that he is following Varnashrama Dharma, and he is not against the Varnashrama Dharma, not he is against the Vedika Yajna Paddhati. But sometimes he is more emphasizing about the ahimsa. So instead of sacrificing, giving bali or different the meat of different animals in the yajna, he thought to do some kind of reforms in Vedic Dharma. But certainly he was not against the Vedic Dharma. So it is only one sampradaya. Buddha, when Buddha came and Buddha taught his teachings to his disciples, he never thought, no, I am not following. He is referring to all devatas of Vedic tradition and Punarjanma and all, how he got different janmas and all other things. In that way, he is not totally against, or he is not intending to go out of the Vedic Dharma. It is very much clear. But his followers gradually, in a span of 100, 500 or 600,000 years, many people, they wrote many texts to oppose the Vedas, and they wanted to disprove the validity of these Vedas, and all other things happened. And when the Western people, Indologists, they came, they thought, no, this Vedic is different, Vedism is different, and Buddhism is different, Jainism is different, and Sikhism is different, because they did not understand the small, subtle differences and the internal beauties of these different sampradayas in a Vedic fold. They thought this is different, and made the whole Indian dharma a mess. The problems that we are facing today with different dharmas and different sampradayas opposing each other is nothing but the colonial mindset of British people, the administrators and scholars alike. So the people of India who follow the dharma, eternal dharma, as explained in the Vedas, they should unite. All the people, they can be from Sikhism, they can be from Buddhism, they can be from Jainism, they may be from different Shaiva Sampradaya, Shakta Sampradaya, Kaumara Sampradaya. So many Sampradayas are there. Ganapati Sampradaya is there. So many Sampradayas are there. So many Gurus are there. But everybody is following the one dharma. The Sampradayas are different. That's why Shaudhodini Prabhartaya Sampradaya Pravartaka. Shaudhodini, the Buddha, is only Sampradaya Pravartaka. He is not more than that. He is not the founder of new religion called Buddhism. This is something, the creation of these Western people. Because our people were very much clear what is dharma and what is not dharma. And our dharma was very much inclusive. It was inclusive dharma. When we see the different definitions of dharma, yataha abhyudaya nishreyasa siddhihi saha dharmaha. It is Vaisheshika Sutra, which says from which we get the abhyudaya and nishreyasa, that is dharma. And if we see Mahabharata, what is the dharma? The three definitions of dharmas are given. Prabhavarthaya bhutanam dharma pravachanam kritam yasyat prabhava sanyuktaha sadharma iti nishchayah. For the prabhava means here the creation or the sustenance of the world. For that only, or the internal evolution of the different Atmans, the dharma pravachana is done. So whoever is helping in this evolution, that itself is called as dharma. Ahimsarthaya bhutanam dharma pravachanam kritam yasyad ahimsa sanyuktaha sadharma iti kirtitaha. So it is for the paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. It is the Iduktam Grantakodishu. In all the different dharma works, one simple saying can be brought out, that is paropakara punyaya papaya parapedanam. Whatever you do harm to the others, that will be very much difficult for you, that will harm you also. So ahimsarthaya bhutanam dharma pravachanam kritam. Dharma pravachana is for the ahimsa. So the dharma, it should be always yasyad ahimsa samyuktah sadharma iti nishchaya. Always dharma should be ahimsaka. There should be no harm for self or others. So that is one important thing. And the third definition is very much well known. Dharana dharma ityahuhu dharmo dharayate prajaha or dharmena vidhritah prajaha. Dharana dharma ityahu. So dharma, it sustains our life. Dharma is not simply going here, doing to temples and all the pilgrimages, etc., etc. It is not that simple dharma. The dharma, it should sustain, it should keep society together. It should help people live together. It should help people live happily. Dharana dharma ityahu. Dharmena vidhartah praja. Because the people are always, they are sustained, they are protected by this dharma. That's why yasya dharana sayuktah sadharma iti nishchaya. Mahabharata is very much clear. The dharma is always with dharana. It should be holding the society in a sustainable manner, happy, they can live in a happy manner. That should be the thing, that is dharma. And this dharma is different for one man to another man. Because again, the Vaidika Dharma, it has so many different parts in it. The 4 varnas are there, 4 ashramas are there. So for each ashrama there is separate dharma, for each varna there is separate dharma, etc. These are all there. So, but what is the common dharma for all these people? The Manusmriti says, the ahimsa satyam asteyam shaucham indriya nigraha etam samasikam dharmam chaturvarane abhravayin manuhu. Ahimsa, not harming others and self. Truthfulness always. Not stealing money from others, that is asteya. You should not simply take away others' money. You should ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन बन्धिताः माग्रथः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. You should not steal away money. It is the Upadesha of Ishavasya Upanishad. So, asteya, shaucha, always both internal and external cleanliness, that is most important thing. And indriya nigraha, one should hold his own senses. He should have control over his own senses. So that should be very much important. That is the essence of our dharma, that we can certainly say. Because there are so many different dharmas are there. But we can say these are the main parts, main important features of this dharma. And this dharma, Vaidika Dharma, of course, the same manner we see different practices in different parts of the world. How it is different from all these different practices. How our dharma is different from all these practices. How it is different, or how it is more sustaining, or how it is more superior, we can call, than all other practices around the world. That is also a very important thing, because this Vaidika Dharma is derived from Vedas. And because the Vedas themselves, they reveal dharma to all of us, there is no problem with the author of or the person who creates this dharma. In our different dharmas, different religions or different practices around the world, there is one person who started this dharma, but we don't know what is the character of that person, whether he is full of problems or full of virtues. We don't know. We have to believe what he says without understanding his real nature. But in the context of Vedas, the Vedas are eternal, revealed to the rishis. They are revealed to these rishis by the grace of Parabrahma, because they performed long time tapasya. So in that way they got this revelation of Vedas. So Vedas are not man-made. They are the divine revelations. So they don't have any problems of human mind. So the origin is different of this dharma, and the content of this dharma, or the basic elements of this dharma, is also very much different. You can call it as Ekadevata or you can call it as Bahudevata. It is Ekadevata, but there is Bahudevata also. There is no conflict between these two different aspects. They are not different at all. Under the Ekadevata, again there is a Bahudevata, and we have this greatest knowledge of our life, that is Punarjanmavada. We are not simply use and throw people. We are here, our journey is long. We are here with our long pack of dharma and adharma. That's why we are experiencing all whatever we are experiencing here. It is all because of our earlier karma and earlier punya or papa. And our journey does not stop here. It is a long way before we reach our final destination. Again, according to our own karmas, what destination that you reach is decided by your own karma and your own yogyata. What is the nature of your own Atman? So this Punarjanma Siddhanta, that is common to all these different sampradayas of Vaidika Dharma. Again, Karma Siddhanta is there, and Yajna Paddhati is there. Whatever you offer, that should be, whatever you eat, that should be offered to the gods. Then only you can have it as the prasad of these gods. So Yajna itself is both very important thing. It is very important thing in both ways. The external Yajna, again internal Yajna. The external Yajna, we are offering the ahuti to the Agni and it will reach to the Parabrahma. But at the same time, it should be supplemented with the internal Adhyatma Yajna, because the external Yajna will be useless without the real understanding and the real feeling of the Yajna. And our belief in Atindriya Lokas, that is also a very important thing, because Atindriya Lokas, they are very much important thing. Atindriya, there are many things that are not visible, not only the Lokas. There is a such concept in other sampradaya, other ideologies also. When we go to heaven or hell after your death, the loka is there, but at the same time there are thousands and lakhs and crores of other things that we don't know, that is beyond our reach of our senses, that should be accepted by one and all. In that way, we don't know our destination, and it is a long journey. So that is also one of the prime concept of Vaidika Dharma. And Satya, Dharma, these are all the means to achieve our final destination. We have to perform our own duties, Varnashrama, Acharya, Dharma. At the same time, we should not be harming others. Satyam vada dharmanchara, swadhyayan ma pramadaha, bhutena pramoditavyam, dharmanna pramoditavyam, brahmanasya cha dehoyam kshudra kamaya neshyate. It is not for the simple worldly or the material bliss, material fulfilling of our desires. Our body is for the eternal effect, the eternal result, that we have to do long tapasya to achieve this eternal bliss. So this is the only dharma that shows this way of life. If we quote Apastama Dharma Sutra, one should be very much holding on his own senses very much clear. Atraptischa annena. One very, for the grihastha, this is the adesha. One should not eat to his taste fully, to make him fully satisfied. Should not eat. He is not allowed to eat till he is satisfied, because eating that much itself is against self-control. You are losing your control over your own senses, your own appetites, so you should not do it. That is the way the Vaidika Dharma it restricts us. Manasa vacha pranena chakshusha shrotrena tvakshishna udara arambhanan asravan parivranjanaha amritatvaya kalpate. He should be holding control over all his different limbs, different senses. And we have the Shodasha Samskaras. We cannot live our life without any restriction. So we have to get the Shodasha Samskaras. All the people in India, the Vedic Dharma, it gives us Shodasha Samskaras, and we should be very much performing our shraddhas for our ancestors. That is also important concept of Vaidika Dharma. And Shaucha and Panchamahayajna, the Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitra Yajna, Manusha Yajna, and Bhuta Yajna, these are all very important things. And all the four ashramas, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, these are all very important things. And at the end, there is a concept of four Varnas. Are these four Varnas are inseparable elements of Vedic Dharma? And the answer will be yes. But Vedas and our Puranas and our Dharma Shastras, they themselves, they describe an age where there was no division of these Varnas. Sarvam Brahmamidam Jagat. It was all one, the issue of Parabrahman. Karmabhir Varnatam Gatam. Slowly it became, it was divided into different Varnas because of these, the deeds of the people. But earlier it was one Varna. It is what Mahabharata says. So, irrespective of the debate whether the Chaturvarnas are the internal inseparable elements of Hinduism or not, but this has sustained the Chaturvarna system that has sustained India for all these millenniums. But blaming it on with the borrowed knowledge from the Western people, Indologists and the other sociologists of Western people, blaming it is not acceptable, because the primary focus of Vaidika Dharma is control, control, control. And what these Western people who want to defeat the idea of Dharma, they want is no control. There was a debate in Jaitirtha's Vishnu Tattva Vinaranaya. Jaitirtha is a commentator of Jaitirtha Acharya. He is commentator of Madhvacharya. And in his work, he says, if we follow the Charvakas, it will be, our life will be a misery, because you don't want to have an authority, you don't want afterlife effects. There is no dharma, there is no dharma. How should we live? Why I should not steal money from your pocket? Why should not I steal your wife? Why should not I occupy your house? Why should not I evict you from your own house? Because there is no rule. If we don't accept dharma and adharma, that will be difficult. In that way, the whole world will be a big misery. There will be anarchy, chaos and destruction all over the world if you don't want to accept the concept of dharma and adharma. So one should follow dharma and adharma. So many people, they are not afraid of the worldly rules and regulations. If you steal money from your neighbor, the police will come and they will lock you up in the jail, and there will be magistrate and you will be produced in court, and everything will happen. But what will happen if nobody knows if I have stolen something or not? But people are desisting from such stealth. They don't steal because they are afraid of the dharma. Many people, when they are educated in the dharma way, they are not worried about whether the worldly law prohibits something or not. Simply they follow the dharma teachings of our Vedic Dharma. So the Jaitirtha concludes, so the concept of dharma itself is enough to protect man from many evil things. Whether this concept of dharma is a illusionary or a real one, people are protected by the dharma, concept of dharma. And then opponent asks, then I am teaching there is no dharma and adharma, but there is no such destruction, anarchy or chaos in the world. Why it is not happening? Jaitirtha says, no, people believe in dharma. People follow dharma. Till now, he wrote it in 600 years back. He wrote this sentence, because the world is running smooth, because people are following dharma. Even though Charvakas are offering a different view of the world, people don't believe in them. That's why the world is sustaining. There is no such kind of anarchy or something, like even without the law and criminal procedures. But these Charvakas are trying to destruct the concept of dharma. That is the problem. That is the modern hedonism, modern imperialism, modern postmodern viewpoint, and what other so many things that when we see in the televisions, we see in the internet, we see in the media, everywhere we see people should be having liberty. What kind of liberty? That is against Vedic Dharma. I want to do this thing. I want to do this thing. No, 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 no. You should not. You cannot do it. You should do what your dharma says, what your ancestors, what your teachers say, what your parents say. You cannot cross their teachings. That is the way the Vedic Dharma teaches us to live in a peaceful manner, whereas the modern post Second World War worldview, it may be communism, it may be feminism, or it may be wokeism. So many ideologies are there. These ideologies, they are all penetrating on India to make India like America. What US has become, it has become half mad, because wives are running, children are running everywhere. One has to, half of the America is in the need of pills to sleep happily. At least not happily, at least to sleep they have to pill. They have to get the pills. That is the problem. And they want to make India the same. That's why they are all pushing you their content again and again. But we should not fall prey into that kind of ideology. That is most important thing. That's why we have neglected the study of Hinduism for last 77 years after independence of India. But at least now many of universities and our colleges and our high schools, they are all reintroducing the study of Hinduism. In that way, now both journeys will be completed. The India that is progressing in the way of Dharma, and Dharma's way of protecting people, both things will be both things will happen, I hope. And I congratulate Amrita University and Mata Amritandamayi. My namaskaras to Mata Amritandamayi also for helping millions of people by bringing them into the fold of Dharma. That is most important thing. And also educating much more people in the academic framework also. And I congratulate Swamiji, Amrita Chaitanyananda Maharaj, and also Brahmachari Maharajji, Brahmachari Shivanandaji. I did not know that he is also in the Bharatiya Vidvat Parishad. And many more people, Hari Krishna ji also here. Many more people are here, and I thank all of you to speak my heart out in this Samarppana Sabha. I thank all of you for allowing me to speak here, and I hope I have not bored you. Hello?